Learn English through stories.
Sandy the Squirrel's Enchanted Autumn Adventure. Once upon a time, in a cozy forest nestled among tall, colorful trees, there lived a little squirrel named Sandy. Sandy was a friendly and curious squirrel who loved exploring the world around her. She had soft, fluffy fur that matched the vibrant autumn leaves that surrounded her. One sunny morning in the middle of September, Sandy woke up to a crisp breeze rustling the leaves above her treehouse. She looked out of her window and saw the forest painted in warm shades of red, orange, and yellow. It was her favorite time of the year, autumn. Sandy knew that autumn was a magical season. The trees shed their leaves like confetti, and the ground was covered with a carpet of crunchy leaves. It was the time when squirrels like her gathered food for the coming winter. So, Sandy decided it was time for an adventure. She scampered down her tree, her bushy tail twitching with excitement. The forest was full of enchanting surprises in autumn. Sandy leaped from branch to branch, her little paws gripping the bark effortlessly. As she explored, Sandy encountered many seasonal wonders. She found a family of friendly deer nibbling on fallen apples. The air was filled with the sweet scent of ripe pumpkins, and she watched as a mischievous raccoon rolled one down a hill. But what captured Sandy's heart the most were the piles of leaves. They were perfect for jumping and playing. Sandy leaped into a big pile of leaves, causing them to swirl and twirl around her. She giggled as the leaves danced in the air. Sandy continued her adventure, collecting acorns and chestnuts along the way. She knew she needed to store them for the winter. With her tiny paws, she buried them in the ground, making sure to remember where each treasure was hidden. As the sun began to set and the sky turned shades of pink and purple, Sandy decided it was time to return home. She climbed back up to her cozy treehouse, carrying her acorn treasures with her. Sandy curled up in her leafy bed, feeling warm and content. She thought about her magical autumn adventure, the colorful leaves, and all the wonderful creatures she had met. She knew that autumn was indeed a special season, and she felt grateful for her squirrel friends and the beauty of the forest. With a happy heart, Sandy closed her eyes, ready to dream of more adventures in the enchanting forest. And as she drifted off to sleep, the soft whisper of the autumn breeze lulled her into the sweetest dreams. Sandy's adventures continued as the days grew shorter and the leaves fell like golden raindrops from the trees. She explored every corner of the forest, meeting new friends along the way. One day, she encountered a wise old owl perched high in an oak tree. The owl, with its round, knowing eyes, shared stories of ancient autumn rituals and the secrets of the forest. Sandy was fascinated by the tales the owl told her. She learned about the magic of the harvest moon, which bathed the forest in a silvery glow, and how the animals celebrated by gathering together for a grand feast. Sandy decided she wanted to host her own little feast for her squirrel friends. She gathered acorns, chestnuts, and berries, and she invited all her friends over to her treehouse. There was Sammy the Chipmunk, Rosie the Rabbit, and even Mr. Raccoon, who had turned out to be not so mischievous after all. They all brought their favorite autumn treats, and they feasted under the shimmering moonlight, sharing stories and laughter. As autumn progressed, Sandy's treehouse became a hub of activity. She hosted crafting sessions where her friends made leaf crowns and acorn necklaces. They painted colorful pictures of the forest, capturing its beauty on paper. Sandy's treehouse was filled with the joyous sounds of friendship and creativity. One chilly day, Sandy and her friends decided to build a cozy bonfire to keep warm. They roasted marshmallows and told spooky stories by the flickering flames. The forest felt even more enchanted under the starry autumn night sky. Sandy's heart swelled with happiness as she looked around at her friends and their shared adventures. She knew that autumn had brought them all together in a special way, and she was grateful for the love and warmth they shared. As the season drew to a close, Sandy and her friends watched the leaves fall gracefully to the ground, covering the forest in a thick, golden blanket. They knew that winter was approaching, but they also knew that their bond would keep them warm throughout the cold months ahead. Sandy's enchanted autumn adventure had taught her that the true magic of the season was not just in the colorful leaves or the crisp air, but in the friendships and moments shared with loved ones. With a heart full of gratitude and memories to cherish, Sandy curled up in her leafy bed, ready to face the winter, knowing that the enchantment of autumn would return next year. The end. Vocabulary words. Squirrel, a small, furry animal with a long bushy tail. Autumn, the season between summer and winter, characterized by falling leaves and cooler weather. Crisp, cool and fresh, often with a slight chill in the air. Vibrant, bright and full of color. Enchanting, delightful and magical. Scampered, moved quickly and playfully. Nibbling, eating in small bites. Mischievous, playfully naughty. Giggled, laughed in a light and happy way. Treasures, valuable or precious things. Content, happy and satisfied. Lulled, calmed or soothed. Rituals, special actions or ceremonies performed in a particular way. Feast, a large and special meal. Hub, a central point where many activities happen. Flickering, shining unsteadily or wavering. Swelled, became larger or more full. Gratitude, a feeling of thankfulness and appreciation.